I, for one, would like to retract everything I said about Frangilla.
Yes, oh my god.
Our
All
new
hail.
Frangilla, our fabulous queen, dark and terrible as the dawn.
Lord and
treacherous
Savior.
as the sea. Stronger than the foundations of the earth.
Please don't stab me in the eye slowly.
Hello, everybody. I am Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching The Witcher, Season 2, Episode 7.
Voleth Meir.
I don't understand what she's saying, but I am living.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm mostly getting there.
Also, apparently Emhyr is an emperor. So that's...
But they're still talking about, like, is it a god king?
I don't know.
It feels hallowed.
There's also a lot of, like, because that's what Frangilla's faith was towards the beginning that was irritating me. And I was just like, I don't want to talk about your god or whatever, but if it's like a real live person, then I can get on board with like having faith in you.
But we are building
Yeah.
up to something that I'm sort of like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin with. Well, Yaskir got his tits out.
He did.
Okay, well, it was kind of hilarious because he hadn't showered in I don't know how long, but he was starting to smell like a Nilfgaardian's ball sack, in which he takes his entire top off, leaves his pants on,
and then wades
waist deep into the water.
With nothing but leather from waist to toe. So, like, that's the really good thing you want to do when traveling long distances on foot is wet all of your leather.
In icy water.
Yeah.
And then gets out and loses his shirt to it. He said it was ruined and he wasn't wearing it in the next scene. And then he put his vest and jacket back on. Then in between those two scenes, he took it all off to put the...
The thing is we missed a lot of important steps in the clothing ritual of Yaskir, and all we're asking for is a couple behind the scenes glimpses.
I also have no idea what they talked about because I was just looking at titties the whole time.
Yeah, it was not bad.
So Geralt freed him. I somehow forgot what a pain in the ass he is. He really is.
He's annoying. Well, because earlier you were like, I don't know why everyone keeps pretending he sucks. And I'm like, I don't think they think he sucks. I think they think he's annoying. And he is very annoying.
Mm-hmm. And then they ran into some dwarf friends.
Yeah, they were from the dragon hunt in season 1.
So we had met them before.
We had met them, yeah.
It was very familiar, but I don't really remember that part. Yeah. And they're down for a quest, and they just happen to have a spare horse lying around.
So pretty.
Mm-hmm. I forgot what its name was.
With the wavy locks. I don't think it got a name.
And that's the extent of my notes.
Oh, seriously?
I kind of just started watching it at this point.
So, obviously, Yennifer, like, absconded with Cirilla, and so, like, they were trying to follow them. But that was one of the things when it was just Geralt and Yaskir. He was like, tell me exactly what she said to, like, open a portal. Because they both were, like, trying to get on the same page. Because they both were like, well, she lost her magic. And then Yaskir was like, well, how did she disappear then? And it's like all this stuff. So he basically recited the like hut.
So fast forwarding to the end.
Yeah.
The deathless mother. Yeah. It does seem to be what we've been saying. It's like a Baba Yaga type, but also is it the Flocka that they were?
Okay, so I don't know. I don't think so, because I found an article about the deathless mother.
Well, we haven't watched the final episode yet,
which is why I don't really want to.
So I don't want to.
I don't really want to go too far, but I was trying to like figure out like what we could figure out to say right now. Because I think here's the thing: she needed the 3 of them because it was Frangilla, Francesca, and Yennifer all did the like ritual, and they all basically
for different reasons.
They must have all promised something different in order to get what they needed and make a deal with the Deathless Mother. Well, now the Deathless Mother is coming to collect. And Yennifer has essentially said no dice because she didn't realize who Ciri was. And she was like, that's why when all the darkness closed in on the 2 of them at the end, she was like, you can still turn back. Like, you don't have to come with me. You can still turn back. And because she's trying to like sort of get out of it essentially. But I think Francesca is like so wrapped up in her own shit. And that's why
we know one thing.
It took the baby. And I was like, payment, man. Like, what were you expecting?
these like entities be wanting babies. That is what they trade in, and somehow these people are caught aghast and agape every single time.
Nah, not for me. And that's the other thing too, is like because Yennefer didn't like accept the challenge. Like at first, she didn't accept it until she was like about to be hanged, essentially, because she was wanted. And that's when she finally accepted it to get out. She accepted the bargain.
So then the Deathless Mother does need Yennefer. She's trying to trick her.
Yeah, she needs all three of them. And I think Frangilla has not actually gone 100% of the way yet.
It's so weird looking back now on the first couple episodes that I was understanding it. Yeah. I thought I wasn't. It was like, this is odd. Why is this weird? And I'm like, oh, because it's the plot.
Yeah.
And so... yeah, in spite of what all I said, although I do mean that, I actually like Frangilla so much more. Well, I feel like I should have watched the first season. I went into this playing like I understood what happened in the first season, and I guess I really didn't. So what I'm about to say, I don't know. But I was like, this was a major, like, Frangilla has entered the game.
Yes,
like for me, I was like, okay. It's one of the few times that I was like my heart was pumping.
Yeah.
When it happened. I was like, surely
intense.
not. No, that's not.
And then she killed everyone at that table except Cahir, because she was like, I need Emhyr to know about the treason, and you're gonna be the one that tells him.
Bitches be conspiring. Yeah. I'm just saying it. Like we had a similar conversation in our coverage of The Great, where it's like anytime you're going to participate in a court, you need to have the conversation as to whether or not you're willing to die for
100%
this person.
And that's the thing where, like, I don't remember the one guy's name, the, like, general.
Doing the most.
But he was doing too much. And he was the one who was, he also just, like,
throwing hungry girls off.
Yeah, because she came into the city. It's not even like she tried to steal anything or do anything. She just was like, I needed to come here for aid.
Wasn't an elf, though.
I think she was, but her hair was like covering.
They usually are like practically lit with LED neon.
Sure.
But
he just was, they were like, you're a spy. And she was like, please, I'm not a spy. I was just hungry. I need food for my family. And he just fucking hucked her off the thing and hanged her. And I was like, that's awful. And then his whole reasoning was that because Frangilla is not a powerful enough leader. Like, as if if she had done it, it would have been somehow sanctioned better. No.
Well, also that girl, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, one of the better ways. At least she wasn't stabbed slowly through the eye.
Sure. But also, like, that yet you're just, like, overlooking Dara, the actual spy in your midst, who is just openly conspiring with owls.
Just chatting.
In open hallways.
Just a little bit of girl talk.
Open hallways. He's talking to these owls. And I'm just like, no one's seeing this. He's like, he has, like, open access to Francesca and the baby and Felivendrel. And I'm just like, really? Nothing about him is pinging you at all, though.
I will say, though, especially...
I guess in that case, maybe the girl was not an elf. And that was another reason to think she was a spy, but still.
I was going to say, back to Francesca and Felivendrel or whatever. Actually, I think that's just his name.
Yep.
This was the most elf-like they've been.
Yeah.
Just very... like...
Well, because that's the thing is, I think that was her bargain with the Deathless Mother, was like, if you get us to safety, we're gonna only care about the elves. And it's like, but then you are literally turning your back on the people who saved you, because now you won't fight for Nilfgaard.
So I can't remember clearly. Why are there no more elves being born?
I don't know.
And furthermore, what does her having one? How is that proof that this curse is lifted?
It's just hope. Yeah, that they have said it so many times.
Mary Margaret over here.
they've said it, that it's hope, and like if you can, like,
right.
From Once Upon a Time, because that was okay. The whole elf thing is like, I'm so annoyed. Because I'm like still really enjoying watching the show, and like all of the things that are happening are interesting to me, and I like the character work this season and stuff. But it's like the elves, man, are a real swing and a miss.
But that's that's why I like the elves so much from Lord of the Rings.
Sure,
is because they're so useless.
Yeah,
like it's
just like the elves and the Ents get together for dinner parties, and they just discuss how they can be less.
And
useful.
Serena Vanderwoodson, they just drift around. Just vibes, all vibes.
Yeah.
Like,
boy.
Yeah, Yennifer kind of trained Ciri a little bit more. Ciri she goes too hard.
Yeah.
Hard in the paint. And she transported them across the cliff and the horses this time.
Yeah.
No more horses for you to kill today, Ciri.
She didn't kill Roach. You're killing me.
I'm doing the thing. We had Grand McTavish and
he popped back up. Yeah. Also, his name is Dijkstra, but his first name is Sigismund. Dijkstra. He's just also still doing the most. Also, apparently, Triss was not supposed to arrive back at Aretuza yet.
That chuffed everybody. Yeah. I was like, why was everybody so invested in this trip of hers?
I don't know.
Like, I realized that they had lied about where she was going, but
yeah. So that I think was the biggest deal because that was when Dijkstra was like, I hear a lot of people have been coming down with stomach ailments, but all from the mountains, eh? And I was like, all right,
these people. Picture of health everywhere in this medieval. It's like, was that a sneeze?
Literally, everyone's got every single one of their teeth. No real scars to speak of.
No, he's in line with that king, whatever.
King Vizimir.
Yeah, and they're both like they're twirling each other's mustaches. So I'm not entirely sure. That's all that scene was. I don't know.
No, you're totally right. They are definitely doing that. And it's like so funny to me that like, okay, because we also had Stregobor back in this episode.
Did we?
We did for like a minute. It is so funny to me that the men think they're doing anything helpful or useful in any capacity whatsoever at all.
Especially Tissa's.
Tissaya's. His name, where'd it go? Vilgefortz. So I've had a little wine. We've been at this all day. We're a little punchy.
I like this little twirl.
Yeah. Oh my God. He really did do a whole ass twirl.
He got so mad he did a spin.
He did.
And that stupid conversation they had where he was like talking to Tissaia and he's like, we're equals. You trust.
Oh yeah. He basically was like,
as equals, you trust. Or he was like, do what I say or something. It was
that was the subtext was like, we're equals, but I'm the man and you need to do what I say.
But it was very much like if you loved me, you would understand that I'm right or something.
And also, so she was trying
go ahead.
Tissaia was trying to speak to Triss to be like, hey, we need to like debrief about what you've seen and what's going on. And then out of nowhere, Vilgefortz marches back in and Tissaia is like, she's not ready. You need to wait. She's not ready. And Vilgefortz is like, what have you seen? And it was very like, ugh.
Have you had sex with President Clinton? It was very like, so Tissaia, I'm in this weird place with her where I keep either she's going to betray the good guys or she's going to level up because she's in this weird in between place.
Tissaia, the
Tissaia,
teacher.
Yes.
I think she's going to level up. Okay. I don't think she's going to betray the good guys.
These men be undermining her at this point.
Like I think Vilgefortz is like honestly like mostly on the side of like the righteousness, but I think that Stregobor has got to get a slow knife in his eye like at any moment because he's gonna be a thing. He's really
slow knife to the eye.
Slow knife to the eye. He is making me lose my shit, and so I think she's gonna level up because the only thing about her that's like being a little weird to me this season is like in season 1 she was really really mean to Yennefer, and like from the beginning of this season until now she's been like, Yennefer is my one and only true child that I've ever taught, and
it's like that. It's like the Mother Superior. It's like she came off very mean nun, and in the first, and now it's more like if you think back, those memories are colored and
right. And so I do think that she is. I think I don't necessarily know that either one of those things is going to happen in the finale, but I think she's more likely to level up than she is to betray the good guys.
Okay.
But what I really want is like, I want Tissaia and Triss, Geralt, Ciri, Yennefer, Istred in a room together to just be like, hey, why don't we all just talk and get all our shit on the table and figure out where and maybe Vizimir.
I was like, go get Sabrina. Yeah. She's not doing anything.
Yeah, where the fuck has she been? Sabrina and the other one. Another one survived too. Lydia died. She like inhaled the fumes.
Oh yeah, did
potion.
she? I mean, it was very, very weird because what was she attempting to do? Like check its merits?
Trying to track. I think she kept talking about blood tracking spells, and so I think she was trying to track Ciri.
And we saw it do, like, she was like inhaling, and we saw it doing something like here.
Yeah.
But then it cut away for like seconds,
to just
like
screaming.
A full minute of Reince where she was just like squelch, and I was like, so she's just dead. What is the point of? Was it just that she was in the book and we had to cross that off the list?
She also has a boss still who's like Reince can't get to meet and he wants to meet him. And so
it's Emhyr or
is Emhyr her
Ithilane
boss?
Or the White Flame or the Wild Hunt. One of those things.
Sure.
Because, well, I'm actually weirdly proud of myself because when early, like 7 minutes into this episode, the Deathless Mother did like a and I was like, oh, she's the Flocka. And you were like,
maybe.
And so I'm just very aware that there's of all of the words they've given us, there are a handful of them that have yet to pay off. And so I'm trying to remember all the things that we've been told that haven't quite.
Falca. No. Falca is a person.
It was either Stragobor or
Stragobor is the teacher.
Stara. It was one of the old white men.
Oh.
And then there was like a fire demon girl dancing that was like, woo.
Oh, yes.
And she like embraced the fire or something. And so she was bad and we had to kill her. And
that was like centuries ago, though. I think well, maybe they are the same then. You might be right. Well, whatever she has escaped from her prison. So
yes. No, she has. Yeah. I was gonna be like, well, her prison escaped, but no. So she
escaped.
And into Ciri, it appears, which
at least near Ciri.
I think she's in it.
I think she might be in her, yeah. And her eyes did glow all crazy. That's right. So.
Oh, and she's the Voleth Meir.
Yes, yeah.
Which is an old demon. So we got one more. We'll let you know.
We'll find something out.